Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I am doing week 10 update of Kenneth being away at boot camp. If I could explain to you guys what I have been feeling the last couple of days, I totally would. I don't know what kind of words to use because I've started to get so excited. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I could tell y'all or give an example or something. But now that we've hit week 10 and he's currently doing the Crucible right now as I speak, my mind is just all over the place, I guess. And I don't know. I'm so happy. It's gone by so fast, but there's times where it goes very slow, and I just get past those times as quickly as possible. But I just feel like the last week or maybe even 2 weeks has gone by so quickly, so quickly. And this past week was spring break, and I just got back here on Sunday. And it's been a few days just because I had a test on Tuesday. I had to read and stuff for something today, so I didn't get around to this video, but I'm actually glad that I'm doing it right now because he is doing the Crucible. So today's March 20th and it is his second day of the Crucible. So I currently have my Crucible candle going. I don't know if you can see that, because it's not a real candle, but I live in a college dorm and you're not allowed to have real candles, so this was the best that I could do. But if you don't know much about the Crucible, if you're a loved one, a family member, and you have a Crucible candle for them, you're supposed to light it and keep it lit for the whole 54 hours, which is how long the Crucible is. And actually, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what's a part of the Crucible. Okay, so I found it online just so that I could try to be accurate, and this is off of Google, so I'm not, if there's some things that are slightly off, I'm sorry. This is Google Images. So the Crucible is 54 hours long. It includes 48 miles, which could be running, hiking, 45 pounds of gear that they have to have, 36 warrior stations, 29 team building exercises, 6 hours of sleep, and only 2 MREs. And MREs are their meals, that's what they eat. So basically they only get to eat twice and sleep for 6 hours in a 54-hour time limit. Which obviously, if that doesn't sound hard, I don't know why, because it would be extremely hard. And I know that he was very nervous about, actually he wasn't super nervous, he was more excited because tomorrow morning, I think around 8 o'clock here, so probably 6 o'clock in California, he will officially be a Marine, and we'll have their little ceremony where they get their official EGA, and it's super emotional, super inspiring. And I'm excited for him. I've been having a hard time sleeping just because I'm so happy for him. I'm not even getting to do anything, but I just know that he's there and he's finishing it and he's accomplishing what he has been away for. He's been away from me for almost 3 months now, and I know that this is the reason for it and the reason for everything. So I'm super proud of him. And I don't remember if I said it in my last vlog, but for the Crucible I made an envelope with something written from me and Maggie, and then I contacted all of his friends back at home and then some others, and basically had 18 friends message me back, which was a really good turnout. I wasn't expecting that many people to return a message to me, but saying something motivating, and because they were text form, I had to write it all out. I put it all in one envelope. I had to use 2 stamps, and then I sent that off specifically for the Crucible. So I'm really hoping that it got there in time, because that would be very disappointing if it didn't. But also some of the letters that I got this week were saying that they weren't getting mail as frequent as they were, just because I think they were getting so close to the Crucible. So I'm not positive, but I'm really hoping that he got it, because in these letters he said that it's been a while since he's gotten mail for any of them, and then also some of my letters have been taking a while, and I don't know the reason for that, because I've been sending them like normally, like I have been this whole time. But before this video, like within the last week, I got 4 letters, 4 envelopes. One of them I'm not going to read to y'all because it is very thick, like way thicker than normal ones, but it has a ton of questions. I asked him about like 20 questions, maybe a couple extra, so he could respond to them and I would get them back in time so I could make a video answering a bunch of questions about boot camp. So that's going to be a different vlog that should be coming very soon. I'll probably film that in the next couple of days. But I am going to show y'all like the other 3 that I got, because it's getting real over there for sure. And today, when I'm making this video, I will be flying to California in exactly 2 weeks. Y'all don't understand. Like, I am getting so excited. Like, it feels so close. Okay, so besides all that, in this first letter, this was back in March 10th, he wrote this. So he says, the DIs have been messing with them really bad lately, because it's the last week of phase 3, and then like the first week of phase 4 is pretty much the Crucible, which is this week. So this is like, he wrote this like 2 weeks ago, and because it's the last week in phase 3, they mess with them really bad, and they treat them as if they were in phase 1 again. So like brand new recruits mess with them big time, make them do ridiculous things that, like, I don't know, just like treat them like they were just getting there again. And so that really sucks, because they've gone through this whole process and they're finally getting to the point where they're like a little bit more respected, and it was just thrown out the window right before they start the Crucible. Okay, so he said that he, I'll just read it to y'all. I was a squad leader again, and then he put in parentheses, I wasn't going to tell you so I could surprise you, but the DI fired all of the squad leaders and the guide because the platoon wasn't listening to squad leaders. So he got fired. I still have a billet and a chance to get promoted to PFC while in boot camp. I just know y'all wanted me to be a leader, and I did too, so we'll just see. And then he goes on and talks about how he's really been missing home, and they don't have a lot of time to write there. He also talks about how he hasn't been allowed to buy his plane ticket yet, which this is really like close to the end, and not being able to buy a plane ticket's kind of crappy, but whatever. I was with his mom the other day towards the end of spring break, and she had told me that she's gotten 2 phone calls from him asking about plane flights so that he can ride home with her, which is also with me Saturday after graduation. And then also, while they're like at church on Sundays, some volunteers put on a concert. It's called Armor of Light, and they're like a religious group and sing songs, but it's only after week 9, so like that's what I'm saying, the longer that they're there, the more that they get, and the more relaxed it gets. I don't want to say the word relaxed, because I feel like it's never relaxed there, but it's more than it has been the whole time before, I guess. And then he got very sentimental at the end of this letter because he was talking about the religious group in a specific song that they sang, and it's called Reckless Love. And so I looked it up and I started crying because he said that he was crying during it. So like, I don't know, I could be very emotional sometimes. And I listened to the song, but he said in this letter that I get teary-eyed thinking of you. I genuinely believe that you are so beautiful, so amazing, and so perfect. You are my angel, and I'm never going to forget that. I'm never going to leave because of what you mean to me. Why would I leave the angel that I'm in love with? I will always be by your side. I'm always here for you, sweetheart. I can't wait to hug and kiss and dance with you. And then that was pretty much it for this letter. So I feel like all three of these letters were more like lovey and sentimental than the last few have been. Maybe that's just because it's getting towards the end and he's like anticipating coming home. I'm not really sure about that. But and then also he responded in our tic-tac-toe game. So I already sent back mine, so honestly I don't remember where I put my O. Yeah, and don't judge me because I know I'm probably not gonna win because I put my O in the middle. Maggie got on to me about that. She's like, you're not gonna win tic-tac-toe by putting it in the middle. Whatever. Okay, so the next letter, he says to stop writing letters around March 24th, which is like this weekend-ish. Yeah. And then stop sending sandbox letters, like the ones that I can digitally send, on March 26th, which is coming very soon, which means I have less than a week to send my last amount of letters, and I'll be sending my very last letter sometime this next week. We're getting so close. I know I've said that a million times in this vlog, I'm sure, but I just can't wrap my brain around it. Like, I'm gonna see him. I just feel like it's been so long that I've gotten used to not seeing him, which sucks. Absolutely sucks, don't get me wrong, but I've just like gotten used to being on my own and just being with my girlfriends, doing everything, and just writing to him. I write to him every single night. So they also said that they've been doing like a lot of shooting and stuff while they've been in Pendleton, getting ready for the Crucible and everything, but he said that he named his rifle after me. I don't know how I feel about that. It's sweet gesture, but I was kind of like, oh, where's like, you named your rifle after me? Okay, interesting. But anyways, so on the back of this letter, he made a giant list. Excuse his handwriting. Sometimes it's good, but like, this is his handwriting when he was either rushing or it was dark. I don't know which one it was, but he made a giant list of places that he wants to go when he's on his 10-day leave, and also when he gets out of infantry school. He put like on the bottom, because we won't be able to do all of this in 10 days, especially when most of them are food places. BJ's, Dairy Queen, Chili's, Whataburger, Chick-fil-A, Cane's. He underlined Cane's. We love Cane's. Okay, that's like me and his place. We go there so often. Panda Express, Freebirds, Firehouse, Insomnia. Insomnia's here in Huntsville. It's like a cookie and ice cream place. Best cookies I've ever had in my entire life. Let me tell y'all, if you're ever like in a college town where they have an Insomnia cookies, please go there and then try their milk and cookies ice cream, because it is so good, I promise. Anyways, Texas Roadhouse, B-Dubs, Adriatic Cafe, and then he named some other place like Top Golf, bowling, Wild West, shenanigans. Those are dance halls that we go to. Mall, church, and then like movie nights. So I'm down for all of that because I love everything he just named. Okay, so in this last letter, this third letter, he mainly talks about his friends, and he calls them brothers because basically being there, they go through everything. They've gone through a gas chamber together. They're currently going through the Crucible together, so they get very, very close, and they share things with each other and go through things that like normal friendships would never even think about doing or like having to go through. So it builds a special bond. And he gave me a list, which they all call each other by their last names because that's what's on their uniforms and everything. So he gave me a list of like his best friends that he's made there and says that he really wants me to meet them. And then again at the end of the letter he gets sentimental and he says, I miss two-stepping and singing country songs and driving around and cuddling. I miss everything about you. Only 3 weeks, like 24 days left pretty much, but when I'm making this video it's about 14-15 days until I get to see him, which I've liked that about getting these letters whenever he says, oh, only this X amount of days until graduation, because by the time I get it, it's already like a week or a week and a half less than what he said. So like in my head, it doesn't make it go quicker, but it feels like it, if that makes sense. So that is it for the 3 letters that I got. As y'all can see, like the growth throughout this entire process has been so real, and I can honestly say that like my love for him has not only gotten like way stronger than I ever thought it could be, it's made me realize so many different things about myself and the relationship as well. And I constantly like catch myself comparing how I used to be to how I feel now, and I'm telling you, like, this process has changed me. And thinking about it, like, you wouldn't think that because it's changing him by far way more than it is me, but emotionally, like, I've gone through so much as well, and like a relationship's a two-way street. So with everything he's going through, I'm going through it also, and just like the loyalty of it and the partnership of it and just the communication between both of us has been so amazing. Like, it blows my mind. Okay, so he again is currently going through the Crucible, hating his life right now while I'm sitting here making this video for you guys. So please, 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 if you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and in 2 weeks I will be seeing him, and then we can make our first vlog, well, not our first vlog, but like our first vlog with him back, and we'll sit down and have like a Q&A probably, or maybe like a get to know me kind of thing, because you guys really haven't met him. You'll know a lot about him at boot camp and a lot about me emotionally, but you don't truly know a ton about us. So we'll probably make that vlog for you guys. Again, please subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in our next video.